Hello everyone and welcome back to Scorpio Tech. In this video I'm going to be unboxing and reviewing the Razer Wolverine V2 Pro controller for PS5 and PC. The V2 Pro features multi-platform connectivity, 4 additional back triggers, 2 additional top bumpers and hyper triggers for that mouse click style response. And inside the box you of course get the controller, a 2.4 GHz wireless dongle, USB Type-C to USB Type-A braided cable, 2 extra thumbsticks, the usual paperwork and stickers. Yay. And funnily enough, whilst I was putting together this video, Razer dropped the Wolverine V3 Pro, however that is designed for only Xbox and PC, so I may as well still get this video made for those looking for a PlayStation controller. So with everything unboxed, I have to tell you that this is a £250 controller. Yes, you heard me right. And for that price, this thing is gonna have to blow my mind, and unfortunately, even within the first 5 minutes, I was already disappointed. The Wolverine V2 Pro doesn't have haptic feedback or adaptive triggers, which are some of the standout features of a PS5 controller. And whilst I personally prefer the Xbox thumbstick layout, it seems like a really brave choice to make this PS5 controller with that placement style. But where was the value in this controller? Maybe I came into this with the complete wrong mindset and expectations. And after some time I finally got it. This controller is purely focused on giving you the competitive edge, stripping back features that hinder you and replacing them with features that give you a faster response time, ultra fast actuation on every button and rapid shooting. The controller is an odd shape. It looks very square and uncomfortable, but honestly that was quite deceiving. It feels really nice to hold and the build quality is good, but you would definitely hope so considering the crazy price tag. The 2 short concave thumbsticks are removable and can be replaced with the included short domed or long concave sticks to suit your preferences, but honestly for the price I wanted to see more options available. However, they are really easy to change and also they don't fall out even when a lot of pressure is applied. On the back of the controller you have 4 macro buttons which can all be customized through an app which I'll show you a little bit later. I personally found the placement of these buttons to be perfect for where my fingers would rest, and therefore I had instant and easy access to all of them while still holding the controller normally. Also on the back you have the option to use standard triggers or flick the switch to use Razer's hyper triggers for that mouse click style trigger press to allow you to get a faster shot away and therefore give you a competitive edge. Additionally to that you've got your switches here for both wired and wireless as well as PS5 and PC usage. And lastly you have a nice rubberized grip on each side which is a nice touch. On top of the controller you've of course got the USB Type-C input for both charging and wired usage as well as the extra macro buttons inside of the triggers. The placement of the macros did feel a little bit odd for me, but after some time I did manage to get used to it, although I found myself using the back macros significantly more than the ones on top. Another feature that the V2 Pro has are its mecha tactile buttons. These apparently allow for ultra fast actuation whilst giving you tactile feedback, and the best way I can describe that to you without a bunch of marketing words is that it feels like a mouse click every time you press something, and that goes for the icon buttons, the D-pad and even the touchpad. When compared with the Scuf Reflex Pro, you can see just how chunky the Wolverine V2 Pro is, and despite its size, it's really not that heavy and doesn't feel so bad in hand. Although again, I do prefer the slimmer handles of the Reflex Pro and general shape which stays true to the original PS5 controller. But unlike the Wolverine, the Reflex Pro retains both adaptive triggers and haptic feedback functionality from the PS5 controller, as well as adding a bunch of competitive focus features as well. Oh, and it's £40 cheaper. However, one thing the Reflex doesn't have is RGB. Woo! To be honest, I kinda like it, so I'm not going to complain too much, but I really don't think it's that necessary for a competitive focused controller and the inevitable price increase that it adds. I had no issues at all with connecting the controller to both PC and PS5. Simply plug in the included dongle for wireless connectivity, set the switch on the back of the controller to either PC or PS5, and it just works. And obviously, if you prefer to use it wired, then you set the switch to wired and put the cable in. Another cool thing you can do is download the Razer controller app where you can edit and customize your controller's macros to best suit your playstyle. Once downloaded, follow the on-screen prompts to pair your controller. Again, this was super easy and can all be done within 30 seconds or so. Once you see the indicator light on the controller flash blue, you can hit next on your phone and it will find your controller and finish the pairing process. Now you can customize as you wish. You can see your battery level here, change between presets for shooter, fighting, sports and racing genres, edit those presets, change your sensitivity, and also adjust the Razer chroma lighting effects too. The remapping functionality works just as you'd want it to by allowing you to map any button to the 6 extra macros, as well as the ability to add a sensitivity clutch to lower your sense in vital moments. And just to show you the difference between standard triggers and hyper triggers, with the standard triggers you have to press down almost completely to shoot normally, but with the hyper triggers it's an instant shot, which is a clear advantage. But yeah, I guess most importantly, I really got the hang of the macro buttons, especially the 4 on the back. They were really comfortable to use in my opinion, and the convenience of customizing them how I wish was a really nice bonus. So what do I think about the Razer Wolverine V2 Pro? In my opinion, it's overpriced. It doesn't feel like £250 worth of controller, and although I'm not in the competitive console scene, I feel like there are better, cheaper options out there. But with that said, I do actually quite like it. Despite the odd shape and the lack of core PS5 controller features, the V2 Pro does everything I think it sets out to do, and that is to offer a competitive focused and customizable controller that you can use seamlessly on both the PS5 and PC. I found it surprisingly comfortable to use for long sessions, and I really love the tactile button feel. It has a rapid response time and some of the best macro button placements I've experienced on a controller before, but it does just feel that bit too plasticky for a premium priced controller, and I can see why a lot of people would opt for the DualSense Edge for £50 less than the V2 Pro. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them down in the comments. I really appreciate your time watching this video, and I hope to see you again soon. Goodbye.